The last few weeks we have been doing expressive arts therapy, which is part of our advanced counseling class. We did solution-focused therapy for the first 4 weeks, and now we have expressive arts therapy until the end of the semester. It's really good. It's kind of crazy though, because we are deep in process almost the entire class. So in second year, I've gotten really used to not being in process and listening to lectures and taking notes and asking questions and not really doing too much self-reflection. So to be thrown back into it, it's kind of like a little taste of first year. But even in first year, we do like 1.5 hour stints at the most. And this is super intense. 3 hours of just really deep processing and feeling. So expressive arts therapy was designed to really enhance deep personal growth and emphasizes the process as opposed to the cognitive understanding and analyzing. It's not art therapy though. Art therapy is very specifically using drawing or painting utensils to create a piece of art that is representative of something that's going on for you in your life, or some sort of feelings that are coming up, or something that you're just not able to express in words, and so you draw it. Expressive arts includes drawing and painting a little bit, poetry, dancing, authentic movement, acting, sounding, singing, shaking, just a whole bunch of different ways that we can express ourselves without intellectual, cognitive, sensical thought process. And you don't just use one of these modalities in a session, you actually flow between various modalities throughout it, and one turns into the next, and then that turns into a poem which we act out, and then we draw it, and then we sing it, and it's just so many different things all at one time. So the process every week, we've been coming in, we have a check-in, and then the teacher gives us the theme of the week. Last week was grief and loss, and so it was just so sad. I just almost cried the whole time. I didn't really want to talk about it in the video. But this week we did courage, and looking at places in our lives where we could find more courage and self-confidence and come forward. So we start by checking in with a partner, filling them in on a situation or a place in our life where we do want to have more courage and confidence. And then we go into a decentering process, which means out of our heads and into our bodies. So we walk, or we move, or we hum, or we shake, or we feel into our bodies. We meditate. We do something to shift into a body process. And then at the end, we shift back into what they call harvesting. I love it. And we look at the process, what happened for us, and what insights we can draw from that process that apply to our original check-in or fill-in. So this week, after our decentering process, we got into our bodies, and then the first thing she asked us to do was to get a cue card and just write a single word on it. My word was wildling, not like from Game of Thrones. Everyone's like, oh, like those creatures from Game of Thrones. I'm like, no. When I say wildling, I think more of a woodland fairy mixed with a lioness and a mermaid. Wild and powerful and awesome and doesn't give a crap about what anybody else thinks. They're fierce. We stuck them all to a board. We all stuck our words to a board, and then we had another little physical movement and sounding process. And then she said to get 5 more cue cards and write down 5 words associated with our original word. And we combined with partners, and we used all of our words. We combined with 2 other people and all 15 words, and then we rearranged all those to create a poem. And then we acted out the poem. And then my favorite part was we got to go and look at, there was 2 different groups with their own poems, and we went and we were able to pick any word from the poems that we wanted, and we stuck them to our bodies. So the words that I picked up off the floor, I had fly, and just stuck it to my body, and then grrr, like an animal. And I also had safety. Actually, someone stuck this one to me. So you were also allowed to steal cards from other people and stick cards onto people that you thought needed that card. So someone gave me safety. I'm not sure why. Maybe they think I am safe, or maybe they think I need to be more safe. I don't know, but and then wildling, my original one. Sex, someone gave me that one. Actually, no, I think I picked that one. Sprightly, that was one of my original ones that I wrote. And then optimal, someone gave me optimal. They stuck that on me. I think it was supposed to be a compliment, I'm not sure. So then we had all of these stuck to us, And we had somebody, a partner, read out our words, and then we moved to them and we danced to them. I lost mine, and we just danced around and we created this movement pattern to the poem that we had on our body. And then we presented it to the class. They were each only like 10 seconds. I would show you mine, but I'm embarrassed. And also you'll just have to come to Rhodes and you have to pay admission to see how amazing these movement poems are. So that was expressive arts therapy. Amazing. My favorite part of the process, though, was that I wasn't thinking. I wasn't actually doing. I kind of was. I was following the instructions, but I was just being. I remember like letting go of my original check-in. I just flowed through the movements and like doing weird things in front of the class, and I actually didn't care. I just did them. And when I reflected or harvested at the end, I realized that I completely had a being experience where I just was in the moment and I just let whatever needed to come up and come out. And I left with this really awesome, empowering sense of my wild just ability to step into my own practice. That's all I have for you today for a little lesson with a touch of insight. Express yourself in whatever way you find. It's very nourishing and liberating. And if you don't know how, come to Rhodes and you can learn it, or you can book a session with me and we can do expressive arts therapy together. Have a good week.